WTH.
What the hell?
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 This is the WTH.
The WTH podcast.
Hold on to your butts.
Jason Casey.
Jason Casey.
Kareem Daniels.
Kareem Daniels.
And Nate Darling.
Nate Darling.
From the Darling New Media Studios.
This is the WTH podcast.
Hello and welcome to the WTH podcast number 738. We are live on Facebook, both on my personal page and on the Darling New Media Facebook page. By the way, now you can make an appointment on the Darling New Media Facebook page, right, with me.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Facebook has added some toys.
Oh my goodness.
So you can make an appointment to come and record your podcast as a one-time thing, or if you're a member, once you're a member, then you can just set your recordings that way. We can set the appointments that way. Also for photo, video sessions as well. So hook it up, do it up.
We do everything in here.
Yep. Lots of stuff going on. Earlier today, I had a positive rapper scheduled to come in.
Was it a negative show?
No, it wasn't negative on them showing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was also negative on them calling.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. Well, I'm really glad because originally they had asked if they could come in at 10 o'clock Sunday night, and I said no. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, I'm all for bending over backwards for people, but if I haven't met you, I don't know who you are, I'm not meeting you at 10 o'clock at night.
No.
On a Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a life. I got
I don't
stuff
care
to do.
what night it is.
Right.
If I don't know you and I ain't met you, you ain't coming to my place at 10 o'clock at night.
10 o'clock at night's a very late time to start something.
That is it.
I don't know what
That's
all
even if you got a big butt.
I don't know what all of the other recording spaces in town, all the music recording spaces do in terms of time frames, but I'm pretty sure you're not rolling in there at 10 o'clock to start something.
Yeah, no, you do.
If they've never met you.
Well, you've had to take in a deposit online.
Exactly.
And stuff like that, but
Yeah.
If they've never met you, don't know who you are, I'm just going to roll up.
give me a deposit.
Yeah. So, anywho, we are here. We're not talking about Donald Trump. Let me make that very clear. We are not going to talk about Donald Trump for two reasons. Number one, I'm tired of him. Number two, everything with this whole impeachment inquiry and everything that's going on is moving so fast that by the time this podcast drops on Wednesday, for the people who download it, everything is going to be so outdated it won't matter.
Dude, there were 3 updates in an hour
Exactly.
today.
Exactly.
No, Jason, seriously. There were like 3 major updates within an hour.
Well, all I know is the last one I saw was Mitch McConnell's like, well, we got to go through with it, man. It's happening.
I saw that this morning.
No, bro.
That was this morning.
At 1 o'clock, between 1 and 2 o'clock, there were like 3 major announcements dropped.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you say that he wanted to kill? I saw somebody put something about him wanting to kill one of the whistleblowers. Is that the case?
That's old.
That's-
that was
that's
old.
so old.
That's old, bro.
Really? Wow,
That's
man.
days old.
I've been gone at camp in the middle of nowhere for the last 3
No,
days.
what
so-
he's telling you is
Okay.
this shit is moving at a rapid. Look, this is like and to steal Nicole Wallace's. This is like a fucking wildfire now, and it's only gonna get worse.
The president of the United States is manic right
Yeah.
now. Absolutely manic, in a panic, and is lashing out right and left. We are finding out new stuff all over the place. The is it the Intelligence Committee?
Yeah.
Yeah. They aren't bothering with asking. They're just starting with subpoenas.
And the subpoenas aren't. Can you come in? Is like get your ass in here, or you're next on the carpet.
Right. So there's everything is moving so fast it doesn't make any sense to have a conversation about it because it's going to be outdated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Okay, so fill me in between the shows.
So there were at least 5 major things that dropped today.
What's the if I need to know one thing right now, what do I need to know to get caught up?
After lunch, there 5 major things dropped after lunch.
One of the big ones was we discovered that apparently he also had asked the Australian Prime Minister to help dig up dirt on his political opponents.
Well, that was a mistake.
That's just one of the many things. So that's
Oh man, dude, you don't. Come on, man. Like, dude, like, I was stupid. I mean, with the Ukraine, you can at least get off on like some like,
Look,
these people don't know what's going on over here.
He's running the country like he runs his business, like
Loose and fast.
like a 2-bit
Yeah.
mobbed up operation where you use every bit of leverage that you think you have to pressure people that you think you can because you hold some sort of advantage over them.
Yeah.
And that's not the American way. Period.
Yeah.
So that's what's been going on, and it's just nuts. It's absolutely insane.
And it's only going to get worse because he's already shown that you can't trust him. So because you can't trust him, everybody else is going to get out ahead of it by telling, so that they're not the person holding the bag.
Yeah,
Well,
somebody's gonna get hold.
At one point, if you want to go back until Friday, I believe it was, when Trump came out and said, maybe you should ask Mike Pence. Mike Pence had a phone call with the Ukrainians, too. And meanwhile, Mike Pence is like, we haven't heard from him.
Yeah.
So that's where this is just crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And so for those reasons, we're not going to be having any sort of like, hey, what's going on? No, it's pointless.
All right. Well, sorry to even said anything in the first place.
That's okay.
No, yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
brought
it
it
is.
up because, normally we would talk about this stuff, but I just can't do it.
It's just nuts, bros.
Cannot do it.
Well, I'm glad that we didn't all die while I was away at camp.
So speaking of that, I was going to ask, how was your week? Jason, you went away to sleepaway camp for improvisers?
Camp Improv Utopia. This is the third time I've gone to one of their things. One of their festivals. Yeah. The first one I went to was in Cambria, which was cool, but it was a bunch of different workshops. This one that they do every October, end of September, is 100% one style of improv.
There was this huge hog in front of me.
Yeah. So last time, 2 years ago, I learned something called JTS Brown by this guy named this amazing guy, Craig Kikowski. It was awesome. This time, this gentleman, Brian James Connell, who's pretty well known in the improv world, as well as Craig, taught us how to do something called the deconstruction, which is the format that the family used to do.
Okay.
So it was dope. It was a lot of fun. And we had a great show last night.
Was the family a cult?
I mean, people say that improv is a cult anyway. So, and if you would have seen our show with the way that deconstruction is, you would have thought we were a cult because we had people chanting in the audience, liar, lies. Like we were all connected and like everybody holding on and touching each other. Like 100 people like were involved in the scene. It was amazing. Like,
Nice.
That's like when you get. That's what's cool about doing these things is because you do these shows in front of other improvisers, and like doing a show in front of 100 improvisers when you're an improviser is like there's nothing else like that type of audience.
It's completely different than doing your stand-up set in front of 100 stand-ups.
Exactly. It's like exactly
The polar opposite.
The polar opposite.
If you've never seen someone doing stand-up in front of stand-ups, it is the quietest room you will ever be in.
You really have to be funny to get laughs out of it.
It's like church.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, I've heard this. This isn't funny. I would have done it differently. I would have tagged the joke here. I don't know what the hell he's thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. It's funny though because like last night as I'm falling to bed, like I have this. I'm thinking about my baby Alma and about like how I was gonna see her smile when she saw me and stuff like that. And like so I'm going to bed and I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, and then I like wake up and I'm like, fuck, I'm that guy now. Like I'm like fucking like. I'm a fucking old man, dad, like falling asleep thinking about my kid's smile. Like,
No, you're a grown up.
Yeah.
Welcome to being a grown up. Kareem, how was your week?
Shitty.
Ah, fuck. Sorry, buddy.
I had stomach flu.
Oh no. Oh no, that is no
There
good.
was this huge hog in front of me.
So I spent the beginning of like every day last week in the bathroom.
Oh.
And then I worked in the afternoons. And then finally felt good on Saturday. So Saturday, I went to see Howard Hewitt, who formerly of Shalimar is one of my favorite singers, at the Guild Theater over by you.
I walked by the Guild Theater on Saturday as well.
Yeah, so that was a good show. And then ended up doing photography for the Sacramento Celebrity Game, which didn't really have any celebrities. I guess Lance Woods would qualify as the celebrity.
Wow.
In Sacramento now.
Wow. Okay.
So that was Saturday and Sunday. And then one of my good friends, Milton Bowen's artist, he's moving to Alabama next week. So I spent a lot of time, so I spent a lot of the last couple of weeks helping him do stuff to get ready for that. So we packed up his studio on Sunday. So it was a bittersweet moment. I got another painting out of it. But
there you go.
Yeah.
I finally got to see a couple of movies this weekend. Leslie was excited to see some movies, and we saw them not in the theater. Amazon was having a rental sale, so we got to rent some new release movies for $3. So got to see Rocket Man, the Elton John flick, and Yesterday, which is the film where the Indian British guy is the only person who remembers the Beatles.
I remember.
Among other things, right? They make it seem like it's just the Beatles, but there's other things, right?
Right. That's I believe there were 4 things that people did not remember, and the Beatles was one of them. And it turns out there were at least 2 other people that did remember the Beatles. So we watched those 2 movies. Rocket Man. Have either of you seen Rocket Man?
No, but I want to see it.
Okay, Rocket Man, let me hip you to something. Rocket Man is a very different movie. It got panned a little bit by some people when it came out. So let me call up the movie here real quick. Well, it got 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I think a lot of that was it's about the same for either of them. So not the very beginning, but the first, I would say, half of the movie, it's almost a musical. So there's breaking into song and weird dance numbers that go along with it. And I was like, I'm just sitting back because Taron Egerton was fantastic.
Right.
He was fantastic as Elton John. And so we, as we're going through, I'm like, okay, let me see. But when you watch a movie or any piece of art, the whole thing you want to do by the end of it is you want to feel something, right?
Right.
Okay. There are the feels in this movie. You will get the feels in the movie. You will have to wait for them a little bit. You're going to have to wait for your feels. I mean, unless you get annoyed by musicals, and then you're going to get that feel right up front. That feel will come for you quickly. But the structure of the movie is very different than what one would expect. So there was that. And yesterday, let me see if we can find, there we go. So this one only got 63% on the critics, on the tomato meter, and the audience score was 89. I hated the end of this movie. Hated it. I'm not going to give it away because a lot of people haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I hated it. Hated it so much. Leslie did not like the end of the movie. I asked her which movie she liked better, and she said Rocket Man. And I said, why? And she goes, because I hated the end of Yesterday. So,
I probably wasn't going to see that one anyway.
You know, it was one that I didn't have a huge, like, oh, I must see that movie. But she's like, I want to see these 2 movies. I'm like, all right, cool. And, of course, it's got the Beatles songs in it, most of them done by him. But that's fine. It's a really great soundtrack, obviously. You got the guy who played Robb Stark in Game of Thrones has a role in this film. What you're hearing is the janitor, Jason. Settle down. It's not thunder. There's no tornado coming.
I wasn't that there was thunder. I was just like seeing somebody's pounding on the door.
Anyway. And then, of course, we had the tornado warning on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. We were standing in line for Howard Hewitt when the lightning struck over there.
Oh,
yeah, there were huge thunderstorms. And basically where I live was in the path of the tornado warning.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun times. Fun times.
You want to see black people be like, maybe I don't want to go to this show.
That's
I don't know what was going on. It was super.
Have them standing outside when lightning strikes.
It was super busy in Oak Park Saturday. I went to get my haircut Saturday, and it was a bitch to find a parking space.
So you had the Howard Hewitt show was going on, and then there was a thing at the Sophia's. Was it Sophia's Garden?
But this was the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah,
That was Howard Hewitt was the middle of the
No,
afternoon.
that was in the day, but no, that was in the evening. But they had a silent disco, I think, at the Sophia.
Yeah, it was busy.
Garden.
It was busy, and that new restaurant, the brunch place, that was there would be like people waiting outside.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It's a 2-hour wait generally.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anywho, that was our week. Anyway, we said we weren't going to talk about Donald Trump. That doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about Rudy Giuliani.
Oh my God.
Because Rudy Giuliani, oh God, there's so much of this stuff. God, there's nothing but clips of Rudy Giuliani here. This isn't what I wanted, though. This was not the clip that I wanted. I wanted the clip of him calling the guy an idiot on Fox News. Dude is on TV a lot. So,
Oh, dude, they're gonna be cellmates.
oh boy, he's already got his subpoena.
Yeah.
He's already got his subpoena. Yeah,
So that was the other thing that you missed.
Rudy got a subpoena.
Yeah, that was like the first that was the first shoe to drop today.
Yeah, there were a lot of shoes to drop. Rudy Giuliani is losing his mind. He's yelling at people on TV. There are so many clips in Aaron Rupar's timeline of Rudy Giuliani that I'm just at a loss here. Where let me make sure I got the no, not that. Here we go. Let me see if I can find it. It should be. I think it got. Did it get deleted? Oh no.
Is that one?
Yeah,
That's
it's not.
the-
Yeah, when
That's the Fox one, isn't it?
That's the one I wanted. Ah, where is it here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we
that's
go.
it.
There
That's
we go.
the one,
Okay.
yeah.
Miss-
Because that guy's face in the middle never changed.
For libel because you irresponsibly say.
Please.
Yeah, well, you actually usually say incredibly stupid things.
You're a public figure.
Yeah, and by the way, do you have any idea that the State
So
Department...
then you know the libel
Okay,
law.
hold on.
I would
Shut up,
assume you know the
moron.
libel law
Let
then.
Rudy-
Shut up.
Okay, hold on.
Shut up.
Hold
You
on.
don't know what you're
Everybody-
talking about.
Chris,
you don't know
Chris,
what you're talking
Chris.
about, idiot.
I do.
The state... No, you don't. You just
Mr.
lied.
Mayor, I wish you would stop.
You lied, my
I wish
friend.
you would stop, Mr.
You
Mayor.
Well, why don't
Okay.
you,
New
why don't you
Yorkers
tell him
remember you
to...
in
Why
your
don't you
glory,
tell
and I
him...
wish you would stop.
Why don't you
Okay.
tell him to keep his mouth shut so we can tell the truth?
Yeah, Chris,
okay?
just let Rudy
Just keep your
say,
lying
and then
mouth
you can
shut.
respond.
Okay.
Just let Rudy say.
Oh, dude, she has been throwing him.
Just let Rudy say.
She has been. What was it? It was her or somebody else went to commercial on him to keep him from telling on himself.
It's been crazy.
I did see something about MSNBC like cutting like the president's press conference.
You know, that may actually that may have been in the show prep, Jason. That may have been where you saw it.
But yeah, so somebody on Fox cut him off because she was like, had that like, motherfucker, you're telling on yourself.
Right. That's the that wasn't going to commercial. But the MSNBC thing, which I believe we got rid of. Basically, they interrupted the president talking to say, well, he's not telling the truth here, so we're going to have to cut away from it.
That was Nicole Wallace. Nicole Wallace does not put up with his bullshit. If he's lying, she's like, yeah, no, I'm not even giving him no time.
Well, and honestly, that's where we really should be in terms of journalists, because if you cannot put anybody out on your news air to just speak freely and lie to people.
Well, this weekend, that was the thing that changed.
Exactly.
If you watched I know you didn't watch the Sunday show.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
But all of the clips that you're going to find on Twitter right now of the Sunday shows was journalists actually doing their fucking job.
Chris Wallace was one.
And calling, Jake Tapper was the other one. Journalists calling motherfuckers out for lying. Oh, and then you see the 60 Minutes?
I caught a clip of it.
So the clip of the Republican who That's not what he said. Like, you added that word there. Like,
That would be Kevin McCarthy, the GOP leader. He's from California.
Yeah.
He accused one of the 60 Minutes correspondents of adding a word to the transcript, except he didn't. It's actually in the transcript that the White House released of the call.
So that's the craziest thing about everything that's going on with this is everybody's talking about the wait till the transcript, wait for the transcript. The transcript says exactly what the guy said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, so it's like, there's no, it was like, that was the end of the story right there. Or that was like game over.
Yeah, it's a lot. Speaking of alleged criminals, Stacy Dash.
What?
Stacy Dash from Clueless and Fox News was arrested for domestic violence in Florida over the weekend. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ the Clueless actor was busted Sunday in Pasco County, where she owns a home, after getting into a squabble with her new husband, Jeffrey Marty, and allegedly putting hands on him. TMZ's told cops were called to the home around 7:45 p.m. to respond to a domestic dispute between Stacy and Jeff. Sources say Stacy allegedly pushed and slapped him, and that's when officers arrived and they saw scratches on his left arm. Stacy was taken into custody. She was held on a $500 bail. Apparently, in these types of incidents, local authorities often hold people 24 hours for a cooling-off period. Now, the couple just got hitched last spring in a secret wedding ceremony in Florida. Not much is known about her husband of 1 year, other than the fact that he's a lawyer and it's her fourth marriage. Fourth. Foe. Now,
I mean, she the crazier she got some bad coochie.
Well, the update, well, it's both. I'm
she
guessing
might have some TMJ too.
So the updates on this, we've got the dash cam video. It's on TMZ if you want to watch it. The 911 call is also on TMZ, where Stacy tells the operator she's been assaulted. She claims her husband's 15-year-old daughter got into her face, and that's what started it. And her manager, Nick Terry, put out a statement claiming that TMZ's report of Stacy's husband choking her was untruthful. However, if you listen to the 911 call, you can hear Stacy very clearly state her husband put her in a chokehold and claims she had marks around her neck. The reason she got arrested and he didn't is she had no marks on her and he had scratches on him.
Yeah.
So, more GOP family values?
Sounds like it.
Could be. Anyway, also over the weekend, you missed it, it's celebrity boxing. And so it was going to be the Bagel Guy versus Lenny Dykstra. And then Lenny Dykstra pulled out, and they got Screech to step in.
Sounds like a win.
To fight the angry Bagel Guy. Except the angry Bagel Guy no-showed them.
What? Oh.
And the fight promoter is mad, saying that cost him $100,000. By the way, if you're able to turn the Bagel Guy into $100,000, you are a hell of a huckster. I just want to say that. So the promoter is now lawyered up, wants to hit him where it hurts, legally speaking. Now, Chris Morgan surprised everyone involved with his scheduled boxing event in Atlantic City by announcing on Twitter hours before he'd fooled them all and had no intention of showing up to get beat up. Here's what...
I fooled you all. I ain't coming to the fight. After all, what's the best way to really not get hit? Don't be there! And now look at you, you're all sitting there with your thumbs way directly up your asses!
I'm shocked that you can't rely on the angry Bagel Guy. I mean, who can I rely on now?
I actually got a little bit more respect for him.
Now, the promoter, Damon Feldman, is pissed, and he's retained a lawyer to look at legal options against him. Sources say Morgan didn't give anyone a heads up about backing out, so Feldman and other promoters found out he wasn't coming when everyone else did, which forced them to scramble to find a replacement. Apparently, Bagel Guy's decision cost promoters $100,000 in revenue, and he also took $3,000 in advance for press appearances.
Dude, that's where you fucked up, bro.
So everyone wants him to pay up.
No, that's what the fuck you get for trying to for trying to use them. That's exactly what you get.
But generally you get that $3,000 for signing a contract. So that's what I'm saying. He's going to be fucked because he signed a contract.
Here's the deal. This whole thing was fucked from the beginning because why are you basing your thing around the Bagel Guy? Yeah. It was, like I said, he was booked to fight Lenny Dykstra, who had to pull out because he had some sort of other lawsuit. So then they called Dustin Diamond, who skipped and jumped all the way from Wisconsin to say, yes, I'll do it. They had booked Bam Margera as the celebrity ref, but he had to pull out because he's doing so many drugs he can't stand up. And Dwight Gooden, clean and sober, was replacing him. Now, as a fitting conclusion to the fiasco, filmmaker Matt Wolf, who you haven't heard of either, has stepped in to replace the Bagel Guy at the last minute, but suffered a one-punch knockout at the hands of Screech. What is wrong with America?
Official celebrity boxing my ass.
Yeah, I didn't see any celebrities in that whole thing.
But he supports the Wounded Warrior Project, so he's good.
Sure. I had an interesting interaction. I was over in American Canyon, and I walked into the Walmart, and they had this dude, middle-aged dude, maybe a little bit older than middle-aged dude. I was say 60s. And he's outside of the entrance to the Walmart, and he's got a table with a bunch of military hats on it. And I ignore him on the way in. I got my earbuds in. On my way out, I take an earbud out because I can hear him yapping at me. And I'm like, yeah? And he goes, you spare some money to help the military? And I didn't. And I just said, no, I don't have any cash because I didn't. But here's my question. You doing an official fundraiser for the military guy? Or are you just selling shitty hats? Where's this money going? Is it going for an official charity? Is it going to the Wounded Warrior Project? Don't fucking sit there outside the Walmart and go, oh, can you spare some money for the veterans? Eat shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I haven't seen any. I try to stay out of Walmart. When?
I mean, I didn't see it in the one in Westside. This was over in American Canyon. And maybe this is all on the up and up. I don't know. And I'm fine with veterans' causes. I think that veterans get the shaft on a lot of things, especially once they're not in the military anymore, because we love our military until they're not in the military anymore or until they need something.
Well, it's not us, it's our government.
Well, exactly. So there's that. But I'm always leery of someone who's yelling, hey, money to can you spare some change to support the military? And I'm thinking, I already do that. It's called my taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're the most well-funded military in the world.
Yeah, it's a lot.
In the history of the world.
Yeah, history of the world.
All right, meanwhile, Mama June, her family's not giving up on an intervention, but so far, no luck. That's right. She seems to be done with them, though. The fam wants to grab a couple of minutes with the reality star and what can best be described as a Hail Mary. Sources close to June tell TMZ that her sister Joanne has spearheaded an effort to get June away from her boyfriend, Gino. The next step, they say, is getting June professional help she desperately needs for her addiction issues. They know unless Gino is out of the picture, it's all futile. Now, they were in court in Alabama last Wednesday when Gino lashed out, shouting slurs at photographers. Well, let's take a listen. So this is Mama June's sister outside the courthouse, and she's standing there with the photographers waiting for them to come out because that's where they can actually talk to Mama June. That's where you can find her, and she's not holed up. Let's see if we can scan ahead here. Oh, they're not getting it. Anyway, I hate when they do this to me. Anyway,
when they don't put the right one out.
Correct. Anyway. Apparently, her sister is also blowing up Mama June's phone, trying to open up a dialogue, and she's gotten nothing back from her. TMZ broke the story that her daughters and Joanne staged an intervention earlier this year with the help of WeTV. You broke the story, did you? It was on Mama June Hot or Not, or From Not to Hot, where she walked out. Honey Boo Boo doesn't want anything to do with June unless she dumps Gino. Thoughts?
Well, Gino's the pedophile, right?
I don't know that he's a pedophile. He is an alleged drug user. He is an alleged abuser. I don't know that he is a pedophile of any sort.
Okay, so he's just he's the other two steps. Like he's not the third step.
He's trying to get that money.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is the family believes that that's why he is with June, is for the money.
Oh, well, yeah. That's...
But that was very interesting.
Wow.
And in other news, you missed this one, Jason. Skydiver dies after hitting a big rig on Highway 99 near Lodi.
You okay, man?
You all right?
I just can't believe people are still jumping out of planes at that place, man. I'm not laughing at the fact. It's like the third one this year, I think, right?
They've had a lot there. I don't know how many this year, but the parachute center in Lodi.
Right off the 99.
Yeah.
Right, like 150 feet off of the 99.
Yeah, it's you can see it when you're driving by there. A parachutist was killed last Thursday afternoon when she struck a tractor trailer and crash landed on Highway 99. CHPS officials say the 28-year-old woman was parachuting with a group making a descent about 2 p.m. when she collided with the rear of a big rig on southbound Highway 99 in Acampo. The skydiver then struck the highway's right-hand shoulder, where she was pronounced dead. Name was not released, and the truck driver was not hurt. Investigators responded to the scene and closed the number 2 southbound lane. It was unclear what caused the skydiver to drift onto the highway, but an onlooker who witnessed the immediate aftermath said the winds near the airport and the Skydive Lodi Parachute Center in Acampo were clocked at 15 knots, which is 17 miles per hour, which was enough to ground light planes at the airstrip. In case you're wondering, it's 21 people have died there since 1981.
Yeah, and this lady was actually a
Professional.
Yeah, she actually, I think she did like 20 jumps in the last week or so.
So this one was a little different than a lot of the others,
Right.
where the others had issues with their parachute. I don't think she had an issue with her parachute. I think there were just winds that blew her into and it was just the worst timing ever.
Yeah, she was a seasoned jumper. She wasn't a newbie.
I mean, have they thought about changing the location of that airport away
Yeah,
from the
but
99?
most people don't die because they fall onto the highway. They just hit the ground really
Right,
hard.
right, yeah.
I mean, this is some what is it? One of those bad movie.
Oh yeah, this is a 1,000,000 to 1 shot.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not a tractor trailer going by, if it's almost anything but a tractor trailer going by at that moment, that one probably lands on the side of the road, and it's like, oh, holy hell.
Yeah, that was close.
Right. But yeah,
That's too bad.
It is. It really is too bad. But I don't get I don't want to jump out of an airplane. And if I decided I wanted to jump out of an airplane, I would not do it there.
Yeah.
Because that's just too many for me. All right, before we get out of here, I want to remind everybody that you can help support the podcast by hitting the Shop Amazon link at the tab at the top of WTHpod.com. Help support the show. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and we do appreciate it. So thanks for going ahead and doing that. We've also got the Shop Target tab at the top of the WTH Pod website as well. And you can also tell a friend. That also helps us. And if you're watching on Facebook, either live or later in the week, because I will drop these again on Wednesday, Friday, and then Sunday if you're not watching live, so they'll be shared again. Go ahead and share the videos with people. If you put it on your Facebook page and go, hey, these guys are funny, you might enjoy them.
Yes.
They're dicks, whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
The black guy's racist.
Against other black people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shit, man.
Now they can tell. Now they can tell we got a black guy on the show.
Let's leave the hustle and bustle for small town news.
Headline: yes, it's official. Reading will get a Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mayor Julie Winter made it official at the State of the City address. Reading is getting a Chick-fil-A. News that the popular fast food franchise is coming to the Mount Shasta Mall has been a hot culinary rumor. I almost made it through that sentence. A hot culinary rumor for more than a year. Fans of the restaurant must travel to the Sacramento area to get their fix. But while talking about the renovation work the mall is undergoing, Winter told a sold-out Reading Civic Auditorium, yes, it's official, Chick-fil-A will also be a tenant. A cheer went up after the announcement, and work on the new building that will house the Chick-fil-A at the corner of Dana and Hilltop Drives has started as a vertical steel girders have risen from the ground. There they are.
Oh, right on.
Winter told the Record Searchlight after her speech that she did not know when Chick-fil-A will open. Mount Shasta Mall management would neither confirm nor deny the Chick-fil-A news.
Because they don't want people to start writing in.
The
They don't want people to be like, please don't bring that here.
Oh man, please.
I know.
That's Reading.
I know.
You've been to Reading?
I know. I'm being facetious. Of course,
it's gonna be a line around the block.
State of Jefferson.
That's what I'm being facetious, guys. Come on.
The general manager, Christina Davis, said, "We have no development updates at this time." In an email, the Chick-fil-A was not immediately returned. Work on the Mount Shasta Mall started late last year. A portion of the former Sears was torn down to make room for Sprouts, Home Goods, and other smaller tenants. Also in Reading, chicken news, apparently the KFC in Reading is opening up this week. Yeah, that's
Reading.
right. Reading chicken news.
Man, I just gotta say, like, the fact that nobody else is backing up the comments from the person, like nobody else is like, nothing's returned. Nobody has said, yeah, like, just one person's like, hey, by the way, we're also going to get that Chick-fil-A in there.
They don't want to say anything because they don't want to get their hopes up.
Yeah.
It's all happening in Reading.
Oh, man.
That's small town news, and that's going to do it for this episode of the WTH podcast. Thanks for watching us, whether you're watching live or whether you're streaming it later. We do appreciate you. So take care. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.